Hello, my name's Gareth Hayes and I'm going to give you a tutorial on browser hacking in Hackverter. I'm only going to spend probably about 10 minutes or so just how you inspect an external window object. First thing I want to say though is there's been a bit of confusion over the inputs and output windows. Sometimes I'll say to somebody, you need to enter in the output window and click on this, and then they'll be like, well, shouldn't you enter that into the input window? And technically yes, you're right, you should do that. The reason for it is, for example, what normally happens is you'll type alert or whatever you want to convert on the left hand side, you'll do the conversion like so, and then that goes to the right hand side. And then conveniently now you can just click execute and then that will execute the code. The reason all the JavaScript stuff's on that side is purely because you do the conversion on the, you put your input on the left and it goes to the right. But what if we don't want to do an actual conversion? Then we just skip this step here and just enter alert 1 and then it executes. That's the little minor thing that confuses quite a lot of people, so I hope that clears it up. Okay, so what we've got is an invisible window here which allows, it's just a HTML reference. The shortcut is DOM. You could have your own, obviously. You could just edit the edit any objects on the DOM or create your own. If I alert that, you'll see that it's just a div element. So what we can do with DOM is assign the inner HTML of it, and we'll give it an external iframe from one of my domain names. Okay, and then you'll notice that the window is changed to an iframe, and you can see that's an external domain. So we can reference that. X, there's iframe element. You can use document.getElement by ID, etc., but I won't do that for now. And then what we can do is we can then inspect that object. So there's an inspect button here, and that will execute X as JavaScript and inspect it using the adalah enumerator JavaScript that is inbuilt into Hackverter, which contains a few improvements which I'll show you. So you click inspect, and on the left hand side is the property name. The middle is the property value, and the colour just indicates what sort of object it is. The right hand side gives you the type and any additional information such as the constructor. Okay, so you can further inspect the objects by just clicking on them, and you'll see that you can traverse down forever if you want. Okay, so let's get to an external window object. So if I do content window, you'll see that Firefox, hi Mozilla, has fixed the value of toString value of the content window. So you can no longer get the toString value of content window, which is quite interesting. Let's just check location. There we go, same thing. Hold on guys. So let's inspect content window. Alright, so the constructor on the right hand side, which you can see is hackverter.co.uk, which is correct. That's what the constructor should be. Let's, for example, say that the constructor was incorrect and referred to the other domain name, which was businessinfo.co.uk. Let's say the blur property was vulnerable to this. So you'd exploit that by doing blur.constructor, which returns function, and then location. Location is like the calculator of X domain exploits and sandbox escapes, by the way. So if we executed that now, the actual constructor in Firefox is correct. So when we execute it, it returns the right domain name. But if the constructor was pointing to the incorrect domain name, when you execute that, you would execute JavaScript on that domain name, and then that would be an X domain flow. So that's how it works. If we want to inspect the content window further, you can see all the properties, and we can see location. Oh, it's blank, very good. And click location, and you can see the only property that's available on location of the external iframe is replace, which is pretty cool. That means everything looks good. So that's how you inspect windows. There's another thing you can do. If we inspect the window, for example, let's see what's leaking on the window. You can find things like, let's see, where is it? Oh, you resize it, XML resizer somewhere. Oh, here we go. So you can see Mozilla has got a crazy property on the window object called Chrome underscore colon / global content blah blah blah, and that's actually an object, which is very odd. Let's just reference that. So that's actually a property on window. Who knows what that is? It doesn't look directly exploitable to me, but let's see. So we can inspect that, and these are all the properties. You can inspect Proto, for example. Let's do Proto again. Let's do it again. So if that was a leaking object that was exploitable, then traversing down the tree, finding a property that leaked something, then you could exploit it in that way, which is pretty cool. Another thing that I want to show you before I stop this tutorial is, let's inspect the window again. Let's say we wanted to know all the events on window. Yes, there are events on window. There we go. So the filter option, you can just type in ON, and then it will show you all the properties that begin with ON, which is quite useful to have. And finally, the second option, which I'll show the window again. The second option is execute this on every property. What that means is that it will traverse all these properties down here. It will execute them, regardless if they're a function or not, because you never know with browsers nowadays, and pass it an argument of the property itself. So what it'll do, it'll go to array, it will call array and pass it a property of array, an argument of array, sorry, and keep going down the tree. I won't execute it because it will close my browser, try and open window, etc. But it's very useful for checking for crashes and things like that. So what will happen is it will go through window, call alerts, give it an argument of alert, and then it'll do that for every single function, which is quite useful. It allows you to execute code over a range of properties at once and can find lots of bugs like that. That's all I've got for now. I'll do another tutorial soon. Okay, that's it.